Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
Welcome in to the Saturday, I don't even know what we're calling it. Saturday Quickie? That sounds kind of...
I don't know if that's...
I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Sounds a little... we'll come up with a name for it. We're going to give you every Saturday here during the offseason just a little snackable, like a 15-minute fun episode where we either bring back a game from the old Mackey and Judd show, like Fire Extend Year to Year last year, or a new one today that I'm just going to call the hottest take of the week. So on Feedback Friday, we collect all your guys' emails and tweets and YouTube comments or whatever, and we read some of the best questions, comments, concerns, critiques. But every week, there's always some people that, and we love it, that go a little further with like a hot take or some reckless speculation. So maybe once in a while, every couple weeks, or maybe this turns into a weekly thing on Saturdays. But I'm going to take one that I think could be the hottest take of the week, and we can flesh it out. Okay. So we'll get to that here shortly on Purple Daily, presented by our friends over at TCL, one of the world's best-selling consumer electronics brands. They have a new lineup of award-winning TVs delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution, all at an affordable cost. Enjoy more of the things you love with TCL. And if you've got a group gathering you're looking for a place to host it at, Park Tavern in St. Louis Park is the official sports bar of the sports dad, Judd Zulgad.
Sports dad loves it because guess what? It's got two bars. It's got bowling. It's a big venue where you can go watch games, enjoy a beer, perhaps a Surly, and have a great time. And Phil is exactly right. Park Tavern also has so much space that your group gathering should be held there. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're talking about big groups, substantial groups, not 10 people, not 15. We're talking 40, 50 people. There is the bowling right there.
Look at that videographer work right there.
And that's by me after a couple of beers. And I think it's pretty damn good. But listen, if you want a little shake, well, I'm old, dude. Okay. That's not because I was drinking. That's just because I'm old and I can't hold the camera still. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to have your, wife's birthday, your kid's birthday, fantasy league draft, any gathering that is the least bit substantial or not, Park Tavern is the place to call. 952-929-6810, parktavern.net, located in St. Louis Park, my neck of the woods. Parktavern.net. You'll get all the credit and do very little work besides book the reservation.
All right. This is from Bob, and this is what I would deem the hottest take of the week. This is a safe space, okay?
Yeah.
Nobody criticized. Let's flesh this out. Let's go down this path. He says, fellas, I watch your great show with all the speculation and everything, but what about the elephant in the room nobody mentions? This may be ridiculous or even blasphemous, but what about the idea of trading Justin Jefferson?
Wow.
What?
Reckless speculation.
Bob?
Let me explain, Lucy.
Bob?
Are you there?
Apparently, they have to pay him a ton, but what could they get if they trade him now? Would they not get a boatload of picks while still maintaining the two offensive tackles, the tight end, and others would be able to, let's see here, for what they can get in return for Jefferson and not tie up a whole lot on him and risking if he gets injured or if he's just not that good in the field? I don't think there's a risk of him not being good. I guess there's a risk of him not wanting to be around if, just a thought. Love you guys. I also received 3 or 4 other emails from people going down this path of, should they trade Justin Jefferson? So just for context, Kansas City decided, we're paying a quarterback a lot of money. We can't also pay $30 million for a wide receiver. So they traded Tyreek Hill to Miami, who gave up 5 draft picks, a first, a second, 2 fourths, and a 6th. The Raiders sent their first 2 picks of last year's draft to the Packers in exchange for Devontae Adams, the number 22 overall pick and the number 53 overall pick. I think Justin Jefferson would command something around or more than what those two guys got, especially with 2 more years left of a rookie scale contract before the extension were to kick in. So I don't know. This is a safe space. That's the hottest take that I saw this week. What do you think?
I'm completely out, and here's why. If Justin Jefferson signs a big contract, a la what Stephon Diggs did, and gets frustrated and wants out, you can still get a ton for him with a huge contract. But with 2 years of control left, like I am all for crazy trades, tearing things down, trying to tank, sucking as bad as possible to get high draft picks. I mean, I go down, I do a lot of exploratory football drugs, but this is one, I'm not getting, no. Why would I trade a guy with 2 years of control left who is one of, if not potentially, the best receiver in the entire league? It's one thing to trade a really good player. It's another to trade a special player. And the only reason that Tyreek Hill, who's a special player, got moved is because the Chiefs were sitting on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not sitting on anybody other than Justin Jefferson. So no, there's no alternative world that I can come up with where I would condone this idea.
Here's the thing. If you're going to trade Kirk, you're going to start over at quarterback. Let's explore that one before I get into answering the actual question. Is Justin Jefferson also going to be on board with that? Is he also going to be on board with taking some lumps for 2 more years to build it back up? And then all of a sudden he's still without the playoff trips and he's getting more frustrated because he's not getting the ball. His value is at an all-time high right here. And once that contract kicks in, it comes, even though he's still going to be a very good player, I would envision the next 3 years, it's going to be more difficult to trade him because of his contract. So I would completely rule this out. I don't want to trade Justin Jefferson, but the value is at an all-time high, and you would get a haul for him, an absolute haul. And with wide receivers popping up more and more in the draft and finding stud wide receivers, I wouldn't rule it out. That's where I'm at. I would not rule it out. I like the hot take.
So that's one of the big questions. And even if you do, I don't think they're going to. First of all, Kirk gets to determine if they trade Kirk because he has a full no trade clause.
Right.
I think the likely scenario is that they move on after the year, or they maybe do another year after that or something. But Kirk's money will come off the books before Justin Jefferson's money hits the books. Whether it comes off now or in 2 years, it will come off the books. And I do think Declan raises a point. How does Justin Jefferson? I don't think he's like ride or die with Kirk. I think if you gave him a few other options, like would he rather play with Joe Burrow? Probably. Jalen Hurts? Probably, right? But Kirk has helped him set records and get almost 2,000 yards, if not for a slow finish this year. So I think he has gone to bat for Kirk. Kirk has done wonders for Justin Jefferson's career. You know, if Justin Jefferson was paired up with, Christian Ponder 10 years ago or something, he's probably not catching 1,700 yards worth of passes. But I also think if the right dude was drafted, someone that came in with a little swag, some leadership, some confidence, do I think Jefferson would be like, I'm out, demand a trade? No, I do not. I think people are over sweating you move on from Kirk and you get some crappy rookie in here, Jefferson's going to bail. I don't think it's that simple. But all that being said, he is so good and such a game changer.
Yeah.
I would essentially build my cap situation around him making $30 million a year. I feel more comfortable paying him $30 million a year than paying a non-elite quarterback the money that Kirk's making, because at least I'm not getting any value for Kirk. I would be getting at least maybe not value, but I can justify paying the best guy at his position, a future Hall of Famer, the most money. The Chiefs can justify paying Patrick Mahomes the most money because he is a God-level quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. So I love the speculation here, and I do think that Justin Jefferson, because of the time left on his contract here, would get more than what Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams. I think you're getting at least 2 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson, and maybe something else. But then where does it leave you? So now you're going to need, I guess you would use that ammunition to draft your quarterback of the future at some point, but now it's like you're taking a shot on a quarterback, and you have no weapons outside of TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, there's 2 important things here, in my opinion. One is the Jefferson contract will be long-term, so you can play with the cap. Not ideal, but the Kirk contract doesn't allow that. You got to go to Kirk every time and be like, can we extend you by another year? Yeah. Justin Jefferson should sign, I think, approximately a 7-year contract. Now, is he going to see that contract out? I have no idea. Perhaps not. But that's going to allow you to give him a massive contract and immediately do what the Chiefs did with Mahomes' contract, which is manipulated, okay? So, because he's going to want to win. And you can say flat out to him, you're going to break the bank, dude, but you also have to help us, help you. The other thing that we need to get past is there should not be a big quarterback learning curve when Kirk leaves. Kevin O'Connell needs to pick a quarterback and develop him quickly. So like this should never, if this turns into like a Ponder or a Daniel Jones, oops, we took the wrong guy, that becomes a massive red flag and problem because you hired him to identify the right guy and develop him quickly. I'm not saying that he's got to be a Pro Bowl Joe Burrow the first year, but I am saying if you get done with the first year and you're like, oh boy, that's like, we need to think in terms of that. Like, I think the fear is, and Phil, you've stated this a lot, but I think the fear is, well, Cousins is pretty good. And what if we get a bad quarterback? You didn't hire O'Connell for the option to be that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking at Tyreek Hill money too. It's, God, he's 28, man. Like, Jefferson's younger. He's better. He's going to get a ridiculous amount of money. And so you are going to have to figure this out. But at some point, as much as we sit here talking about, can you stockpile some picks by trading Thielen, Dalvin Cook? Like, you got to draw a line somewhere. At some point, what is your plan? How are you building a good football team? Right. Give me a young Justin Jefferson with a young left tackle and a prime right tackle and a young prime tight end. Those are the four guys I want to build around going forward.
And this is why defensively, you've got to hit in the draft. Like, the one thing we become very used to here is longtime Vikings, right? Who all get paid.
Yeah.
That's going to have to change. You're going to pay your quarterback. You're going to have to pay your tackles, and you're paying one right now, and you're going to have to pay Jefferson. All right. But beyond that, like defensively, this whole thing of, we went out and signed a free agent corner for huge bucks. That thinking is going to have to change. And part of this is going to have to be development of defensive players who are young and can be plugged in and play.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be crucial. It's going to be, even for this year, if you're trying to do the mental gymnastics and how are the Vikings going to, I put a tweet out last night and just asked people, all right, so they're going to need these positions to be filled with free agents leaving and some likely cuts, a couple linebackers, 3 cornerbacks, a center, right? You can maybe clear $30 to $40 million in cap space, but you're not on the same level as Philadelphia and San Francisco. What is the path? Like, what is the path? And part of that path has to be what you just said, which is if you're paying Cousins a bunch of money now, you're going to pay Jefferson a bunch of money. At some point, you need like 5th round linebacker guy to be a great starter for you. You need 2nd round cornerback guy, Andrew Booth Jr., to be a starter, like an above average starter. You need to hit on these guys because that's how you fill out the rest of your 53-man roster when you're paying $30 million to 1 or 2 guys.
Well, and that's why this whole draft pick thing of, we bailed back in the 1st round and because we're so smart. If you're not sure, like you're going to have to at some point in time in Kwesi's world have cost certainty on a stock.
Yeah.
So like if you're like, I'm going back to 30 because I got a couple of extra 4th round picks. Well, Lewis C needs to play.
Yeah.
So like if you're like, well, we whiffed on our 1st round pick. If you come and tell me that, I'm going to say, okay, let's rethink our philosophy then.
Yeah, you had a shot at a top 15 pick, and usually the top 15 players in the draft are like more reliable than
Kyle Hamilton was sold as special, and he's special.
Yep. So, all right, so we agree. Hottest take of the week is trade Justin Jefferson.
It's a great hot take, but I mean, I'm totally out on it. Jackson's
out.
I listen.
No, I know you do.
I would.
You got more patience than I do.
Pick up that bat phone and let's make a deal here.
Why don't you pick up the bat phone and call Finch Home Solutions and see how they can help you inside the house, huh?
It's funny that you should say that, Phil Mackey, because I recently made that exact phone call, and guess what? Finch is coming to my house next week to do some work. Cody came over, gave me a couple of estimates, and explained to me what I needed, which is absolutely the key because he could have been speaking French, so he interpreted it, and that's what they do at Finch. In fact, right now, same-day emergency services available to help you at any hour. So if you have a problem, call Finch. Finch also right now offering a free home safety inspection to all of our listeners. And be sure to tell them, of course, that you heard about Finch on Score North because there could be special deals, or not could be. There will be special deals for you. FinchHomeSolutions.com, or give them a call, 612-357 2604. FinchHomeSolutions.com is the website. Cody and his team do outstanding work and will take care of you. So again, FinchHomeSolutions.com is where you start.
Love it. Prize Picks is the easy way to play daily fantasy. There's a couple big football games this Sunday that you might want to be sweating more than usual. You pick between 2 and 5 players and an over-under on their projections. You can win up to 10 times on any entry. And you can do mixed sports entries. So if heightening your excitement of the football games on Sunday isn't enough, maybe you can heighten the 4th day of the PGA tournament, for instance. See if John Rahm can mount a comeback. Promo code North and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Promo code North, Prize Picks matches up to $100. PrizePicks.com and the Prize Picks app. Daily fantasy made easy. All right, there's your Saturday snippet, your Saturday short.
Checkdown? The Saturday checkdown?
Ooh, the Saturday checkdown.
Saturday checkdown. I like that.
There it is. Like you found it.
Kirky Boy and Purple Daily.
We got some hot takes on Ventline with some Vikings fans on Sunday as well. So I'm excited to talk to them.
Awesome. Off-season Ventline with Declan. You can find Trenches with Boone posted this Friday morning as well, where he absolutely tees off on the Vikings about a couple of things. So check those out. Thanks for hanging with us here. Purple Daily Vikings Entertainment.